Hello, welcome back to my channel and a very special welcome if you're new here. My name is Jen. I'm a certified weight loss and nutrition coach, and today we're talking about carbs and 13 simple ways to cut down on carbohydrates. Now, carbohydrates are essential for weight loss, they're essential for a healthy lifestyle, but lowering your carbs just a little bit on a weight loss journey can have a huge impact. So if you're excited to hear about 13 simple ways to cut down those carbs, give this video a big, huge thumbs up. Make sure you're subscribed and your bell notification is turned on because I upload new videos every Tuesday and Thursday. Check out the description box down below for nutrition coaching. I do offer personalized to you macros and calories. Highly recommend, as well as one-on-one coaching if you would like to chat with me directly. Links, discounts to all my favorite healthy things are also down in that description box. So let's go ahead and jump into 13 simple ways to cut those.
But if I lay down and I play dead and I stay dead, maybe you'll get sick of being the monster out of my head, under my bed, think you're something out of.
There's a lot of talk out there that carbs are the enemy, especially when it comes to weight loss and especially when it comes to diet culture. But that is actually not the case. Carbs are essential for our body's function. They are the main macro that our body leans towards for energy. I know for me that I have a pretty carb heavy snack before my workout, and then I incorporate carbs shortly after my workout because that is the first source of energy that our body is leaning towards. Complex carbohydrates in specific are some of the best foods for weight loss. However, like I mentioned, cutting back on those carbs just a little bit can help move your weight loss right along. Studies show that a little bit lower carb diet not only helps with weight loss, but also prevents diabetes, or helps if you have diabetes to help regulate that. And it contributes to just an overall healthier lifestyle. So I want to share with you 13 really simple things that you can do to lower those carbs just a little bit, but still make sure that healthy, complex carbohydrates are part of your everyday. Number one is to curb your intake of sugar sweetened beverages. Now, you heard me say curb, not eliminate or restrict. You can still have sugar sweetened beverages. We just want to cut back on those a little bit. All sugar, fructose, lactose, maltose, they're all a very simple carbohydrate. Simple carbs basically make your blood sugar spike immediately, and then once that it spikes, it drops relatively closely thereafter. Drinking sugar sweetened beverages, sodas, iced tea, energy drinks, juice, vitamin water, all of those can help contribute to that big blood sugar spike and crash. Not only that, but it adds a lot of unnecessary sugar to your day. And just think about a can of Coca-Cola having 35 grams of carbohydrates. And if you limit yourself to 100, 120 carbs a day, that's a big portion of your carbs that should be coming from healthy foods, and that should be complex carbohydrates eliminated right off the bat from your day. Sugar sweetened iced tea can have up to 30 carbohydrates as well. Regular consumption of sugar sweetened beverages also has led to the onset of type 2 diabetes and a lot of other chronic health conditions that are related to spikes in our blood sugar. So just cutting back on these a little bit can really help save yourself some carbs for complex carbs and really help with weight loss. Number two is to cut back on refined grain bread. There's a big difference between a whole grain sprouted bread and a refined bread. Whole grain breads contain vitamins and minerals. Wonder white bread really doesn't contain a whole lot of anything beneficial to your body other than a large amount of unnecessary, not complex carbohydrates. When you're shopping for bread, make sure that you're looking for bread with fiber. That's how you're going to know that it is less processed and less refined. You want to have a few grams of fiber at least per slice. Better yet, if your bread has some protein in it, you are in it to win it. Just lessening your overall intake of bread day to day can play a big part, but if you love a good slice of toast in the morning or a good sandwich for lunch, just make sure that you're choosing the right bread. Number three is to think long and hard about fruit juices. Unlike eating a piece of whole fruit like an apple or an orange, juice does not contain any fiber, and that is one of the key components that makes fruit so healthy for us, is that it's loaded with fiber. Now, juice does provide minerals and vitamins, but juice also provides a lot of added sugar. One bottle of apple juice, 100% apple juice, can contain up to 35 grams of carbohydrates. Again, that's a big hit on your overall carbs for the day. So when you're looking to consume fewer carbs, just limit the amount of juice that you drink and pick up real fresh fruit instead. Number four is make healthy snack choices. Try to choose a little bit lower carb snacks. Carbs add up really fast, and things like chips, crackers, pretzels, cookies, cakes, they add up super quickly. That's because these salty and sweet snacks really lack fiber and protein and are just a powerhouse of unhealthy carbohydrates. They also don't make us very full. So when we're eating pretzels, we generally will eat more than we plan because it's such a simple carbohydrate that we're hungry shortly after we eat them, and we can very, very easily overeat these snacks. Try incorporating snacks that are lower in carbs, higher in fiber, and higher in protein. Some great ideas would be things like nuts and cheese, hard-boiled eggs, meat sticks, beef jerky. These are all things that make really, really good snacks that deliver a punch of fiber and protein and will definitely help keep you satisfied until your next meal. Number 5 is to start your day off with lower carb foods. A superfood for lower carb breakfast is eggs. Breakfast foods can have a lot of hidden things, especially carbohydrates, even when they look healthy at first glance. For example, a cup of store-bought granola can have up to 68 grams of carbohydrates. For me, that is a big chunk of what I eat in a day. Raisin Bran cereal can have up to 46 grams of carbohydrates. Now, these two items are delivering you some minerals and vitamins, but they're also delivering you a big punch of carbohydrates. If you love breakfast and you love breakfast foods, just make eggs the basis of your meals. No matter what you're having alongside those eggs are a great source of protein and healthy fat, and they're really a superfood for keeping us full and satisfied, and studies show that they help lead to overall weight loss. So definitely incorporate eggs in any fashion every day into breakfast. Number 6 is lean on sugar alternatives instead of regular sugar. Adding sugar to your coffee every morning can give you a big dose of carbohydrates first thing in the morning, and these are very simple carbohydrates that spike our blood sugar and then make our blood sugar crash. Although honey is definitely a more natural sweetener, it still contains about 17 grams of carbohydrate per tablespoon. So if you're looking to still sweeten your coffee, sweeten your iced tea, or add sweetener to baked goods, or whatever you need some sugar in your life for, definitely lean towards healthier sugar substitutes. My all-time favorite is Lakanto monk fruit sweetener. I love Lakanto. I use that to bake. I use it in my oatmeal. I use it in my coffee. It's definitely my go-to. I find that it tastes the most like regular sugar, and it's a nice clean sugar substitute. I will link Lakanto down in the description box for you guys with 15% off. Highly recommend. Some other options are stevia. Stevia actually comes from the stevia plant, which originated in South America. A few studies have shown that stevia may have a potential blood glucose lowering effect in people living with diabetes. Another option is erythritol. This is a type of sugar alcohol that tastes like sugar, does not raise blood sugar or insulin levels, and may help prevent cavities by killing plaque-causing bacteria. And lastly, xylitol. This is another sugar alcohol that also helps fight the bacteria that causes tooth decay, and research shows that it may be beneficial for blood sugar management. Now, 2 little side notes. First, on erythritol, I find that erythritol has a cooling effect, which I don't like. So make sure that you try it out before you buy a big bag of it, because it does kind of leave behind that cooling effect. And the other side note is for xylitol. Xylitol is 100% deadly for dogs. So if you have xylitol in your house, keep it away from your pets. Tip number 7 is to consider how many carbohydrates come in your favorite restaurant foods. Eating out is challenging, whether you're trying to lose weight, maintain your weight, live a healthy lifestyle. We don't always know what's in the foods that we're eating in a restaurant. Even if you order meat or fish with no breading, you're generally likely to get some type of carbohydrate-rich side, whether that be French fries, potatoes, or rice. This can add up to 30 grams of carbohydrates per meal, not including what's in the rest of your plate. So my tip for you is to keep an eye, number 1, on your portion size when you're eating out at a restaurant, and try to choose the healthiest carbohydrate filled side. So if you can opt for brown rice or quinoa, do that instead. Maybe get a sweet potato instead of a regular potato. Just be mindful of your sides and your portions. Number 8 is to substitute alternative flours in place of traditional white flour. We know that white flour is the basis of most baked goods. It's a basis of a lot of recipes out there, but the problem with white flour is it's very, very refined. So all of its good stuff, nutrients, minerals, vitamins, has been stripped. There's 0 fiber in white flour, so that makes it easier to digest. It spikes your blood sugar and can actually wreak havoc on people who have type 2 diabetes. If you're craving baked goods, make baked goods. Just swap out that white flour for some whole grain flour. You might also consider substituting things like coconut flour, cassava flour, almond flour in place of traditional white flour. That way your blood sugar is not spiking and you're actually getting in some vitamins, minerals, and nutrients. Keep in mind that when you use alternative flours outside of whole wheat flour, when you're using coconut flour, cassava flour, almond flour. The texture of your baked goods may be a little bit different. It may be something that you need to get used to, so just keep that in mind. Tip number 9 is to emphasize non-starchy vegetables in place of starchy vegetables. When we're talking starchy vegetables, even some squashes out there like butternut squash can be considered more of a starchy vegetable. Vegetables are great. They're a great source of nutrients and an excellent source of fiber. There really isn't a bad vegetable out there, even the starchy ones. They also contain phytochemicals and antioxidants, which are huge. If you are trying to keep your carbs down a little bit, it's okay to have starchy vegetables here and there, but have the primary focus of your diet be on non-starchy vegetables. Artichokes, asparagus, broccoli, carrots, mushrooms, and tomatoes, just to name a few. Number 10 is focus on high protein foods. Now, I preach this all the time to my nutrition clients. Protein, protein, protein. The best way to keep satisfied and full between meals is having snacks that are rich in protein, having meals that are rich in protein, and really just making protein the foundation of everything you're eating throughout the day. It helps keep you fuller for longer. It's harder for your body to digest, which means your body burns more calories just digesting your food, which I don't know about you, but I am here for more calories burned just digesting. And by having protein be the basis of meals and snacks, you're going to see weight loss. It is a big contributing factor in weight loss. When you have protein as the base, you can add good complex carbohydrates and vegetables, fruit to your meal, and you have a very well-rounded meal that helps with weight loss. Number 11 is supplement with healthier fats. The whole low fat, no fat craze is over. It is so important to have healthy fats be a regular part of your diet. When you lower carbs, increase protein and fat. Focusing on healthy fats keeps you full and also keeps you on track for weight loss. Fatty fish, nuts, seeds, olive oil, avocados, peanut butter, almond butter, cashew butter, these are all great sources of healthy fats. I know for me that I incorporate one of these or two of these into my menu every single day. And I promise you, not only will it help keep you fuller for longer, you will definitely see weight loss results. Number 12 is really important, and this is to pay attention to food labels. Become a food label connoisseur. Learn how to read them, learn how to look for a nice macro profile, as well as ingredients that suit your lifestyle. Pay attention to serving size, but also pay attention to how many carbohydrates versus protein and fats are in that food, and what are the ingredients listed on the label. The first ingredients listed is what is contained the most in the food item. So if those first 2 or 3 ingredients aren't beneficial for your weight loss journey or your healthy lifestyle, that may be a food that needs to make its way right back onto the grocery store shelf. Number 13 is to pay attention to carbs and track them in some type of tracking app. There are endless apps out there to track your food. My favorite and the one that I personally use is Lose It, but there is MyFitnessPal, there's a carb counting app, Carb Manager, I believe it's called, Spark People. There are so many apps out there to help track the intake of food and carbohydrates. When you enter a food into these apps, it automatically calculates everything for you. Calories, protein, fiber, fats, carbs, everything. It's all calculated for you so that it's easy to keep track of how much you've consumed during the day. And we don't want to be the blind leading the blind, right? We want to know what we're eating every day, how much of the foods that we're eating, so that we know whether or not what we're doing is helping us reach our goals. So make sure that you're tracking your food. I track my food every single day, every single meal, so that I make sure that I stay where I need to stay in my macros. So what's the bottom line of today's video? What's the bottom line of these 13 tips to simply cut out a few excess carbohydrates? Cutting back on carbs, in specifically processed carbohydrates, can really play a huge part in weight loss, maintenance, and overall health. Like I said, studies show that lowering the amount of carbs, especially processed, really helps eliminate the risk of type 2 diabetes. And if you have diabetes, it helps you maintain that and control that in a natural way. Concentrating on protein, fiber, and complex carbohydrates is going to help you reach your goals, stay fuller for longer, and live a healthier lifestyle overall. So if you enjoyed today's video and you found it helpful, give it a big, huge thumbs up. Make sure you're subscribed and your bell notification is turned on, because again, I upload every Tuesday and Thursday. Check out the description box down below for nutrition coaching. I highly recommend macros and calories personalized to you, so you know how many carbohydrates, fats, and proteins you should be eating every day to reach your goals. I also have one-on-one coaching if you would like to chat with me directly. Links and discounts to my favorite healthy things are also down in that description box. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you all next time. Bye.